Did you know that for most of the 20th century, the US government deliberately kept the cost of becoming a citizenship low, on purpose specifically to encourage as many green card holders as possible to take the final step? The thinking was simple: a naturalized citizen votes, pays taxes on full participation, serves on juries, integrates fully into civic life. Every administration, Republican or Democrat, treated the low fee as an investment in a stronger country. The philosophy was formally abandoned this week. On the 22nd of June, DHS proposed raising the cost of becoming a U.S. citizen by as much as 80%, and it proposed eliminating the discount that has helped the poorest applicants can afford the final steps for decades. Now, this announcement has landed 2 weeks before America celebrates its 250th birthday. Welcome to Voices with Anissa. It's Monday. Your immigration hub. Subscribe right now, hit the notification bell, and let's get into what's happening this week. Let me walk you through the number because they tell a whole story on their own. DHS and USCIS unveiled a notice of proposed rulemaking on the 22nd of June that would raise the citizenship application fee and recast naturalization under what agencies call a full cost beneficiary PACE model. Right now, applying for naturalization costs about $760 if the paperwork is submitted in person and $710 if submitted online. The administration wants to raise that cost to $1,330, a hike of 75%, and $1,280, a hike of 80%. And if your application gets denied and you want to appeal, the fee for appeal form N336 would rise from $830 to $1,470 by paper and $780 to $1,425 online. Now, this is the most concerning part. Regardless of your own immigration status, the proposal eliminates the reduced fee option entirely. Applicants who currently qualify for lower 380 rate, 380, because their household income is at or below the 400% of the federal poverty guidelines, would instead pay the full $1,330, a 250% increase for that specific group. So if you're poor, you are facing the steepest increase in the entire system. DHS said it's feeling it's, choosing to make the people who benefit from the service, those wanting to become citizens, bear the cost rather than have some of those costs delayed by those in greater ability to pay. There is, as they said, insufficient justification for the reduced naturalization fee. DHS wrote, DHS no longer believes naturalization benefits requested should get lower fee at the potential expense of other immigration benefits. So here's who is exempt. Current and former members of U.S. Armed Forces applying for naturalization under military service provision remain exempt from paying the full application fee. If you have served or are serving, this specific exemption applies to you. Make sure your attorney or accredited representative knows to file under the correct military service provision. So for everyone else, a 60-day public comment section has been opened, and I talk a lot about this. The public comment section is very important. Do it through the Federal Register online portal. Mailed, hand-delivered, or email comments are not being accepted for this particular proposal. So be specific about the increase affects you personally. Give your reasons clearly. The docket number is on the screen right now. Now, the rule is not yet in effect. Current fees remain in place during the comment period, but immigration attorneys are advising anyone eligible for naturalization to file their N400 right now, immediately. Share this episode with anyone who's on a green card and have been putting off naturalization. The delay could cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars very soon. Now, let's zoom out because the fee hike doesn't exist in isolation. It is a layer on top of a layer of a system that has reshaped piece by piece this year, and I want you to see the full picture. If you're trying to become an American citizen in 2026, here's everything currently stacked against you in order. The citizenship itself got hard as we covered this in detail. The civic test expanded from 100 possible questions to 128. The number asked doubled from 10 to 20, and the number you need to get right doubled from 6 to 12. Fail twice, and your entire application is denied, and you have to start completely over. And as part of this immigration crackdown, this administration has sought to restrict and tighten access to legal immigration benefit, including by adding more layers to vetting process, background checks, interviews, investigations. Under current executive order, DHS is required to implement maximum screening and vetting process for all applicants. And now for the fee to even start, the process is about to nearly double, with little to no safety net for low income applicants removed entirely. This administration has sought to strip the citizenship from more than 24 naturalized Americans so far this year, an unprecedented move that has stirred controversy among immigration advocates and legal experts. So even after someone becomes a citizen, clears the hurdles, passes the test, pays the higher fees, survives the deep vetting, citizenship itself is no longer treated as a permanent way the way it once was. Now, the nuance I want you to sit on is that none of these changes individually announce themselves as a strategy. Everyone arrives separately, right? A fee proposal is here, a test update here, a denaturalization case somewhere else, but layered together, the effect is unmistakable. Becoming American and staying American once you have arrived has gotten measurably harder, more expensive, and less secure in the span of about 18 months, right? Doug Grant, a former senior USCIS official, put it plainly: the only credible explanation for jacking up citizenship fee in isolation is that Trump 2.0 is in a hurry to create even more undue barriers for legal immigrants, which we should all agree. And USCIS itself acknowledged the agency is 94% fee funded, with naturalization processing carrying projected shortfalls exceeding 600 million annually, meaning this is not purely a policy preference. This is a real budget pressure driving parts of its decision. But the choice of who observes the pressure eliminates the eliminating the discount for the poorest applicants specifically is a policy choice, not a budgetary inevitability. So what can you do about this? If you're currently a green card holder eligible for naturalization, meaning you have held your green card for the required 3 to 5 year, depending on your case, immigration attorneys and everyone is going to recommend you to file your N400 right now before this rule potentially takes over. The current fee still applies during the current period. If you qualify for the reduced fee based on income, this is the important use, right? Do it right now. Remember, we opened with today. For decades, the U.S. deliberately kept citizenship fees low as a strategy to encourage integration and civic participation. That strategy is being reversed in real time, and the timing is the detail I cannot let go. This announcement comes about 2 weeks before the U.S. celebrates its 250th birthday. A quarter of a millennium of this country calling itself a nation built by immigrants, and the week before the anniversary, the government made it 80% more expensive, and for the poorest applicants, 250% more expensive to formally become part of that story. The contradiction is not subtle, it is the entire story condensed into one piece of timing. So, somewhere right now, someone that has a green card holder who's lived here for decades, who have worked, paid, raised their children, who already are citizens by birth, right? Who have been saving up slowly to finally afford the naturalization fee. They were saving for 760. They now need to save for at least 1330, or if they fail, they fall into the wrong income bracket for a fee that has tripled overnight. I'm asking, what exactly does this country want from people who are trying to, to be part of it? They're trying their hardest to belong to it. Share this episode with anyone who has a green card and have been waiting to apply. Drop a comment. Tell me if this fee hike changes your timeline. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. New immigration episodes every Monday. I live in the care of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum.